The studio lights of the View burned brighter than usual that morning, reflecting off the glossy desk where America's most outspoken panelists sat shoulder to shoulder. The audience buzzed with anticipation, not entirely sure why, but they could feel it. Something was different. Joy Behar adjusted the papers in front of her and leaned toward the camera with her familiar half-smile, half-smirk. "All right, everyone," she said confidently, "today we have an actor known for playing tough guys, anti-heroes, and men who barely speak but somehow still terrify everyone." A short pause. "Please welcome, Tom Hardy." Applause erupted. Tom Hardy walked out calmly, dressed simply in a dark blazer, white shirt, no tie. He waved politely, smiled briefly, and took his seat. He looked relaxed, almost too relaxed, like a man stepping into a storm while knowing exactly where the lightning would strike. Whoopi Goldberg nodded at him. Sunny Hostin smiled warmly. Sarah Haynes looked excited. Joy Behar, however, tilted her head, already sizing him up. Tom folded his hands together on the table. His posture was calm, but his eyes were alert, observant. "Thank you for having me," Tom said softly. Joy jumped in immediately. "So, Tom," she began, "you're famous for playing violent men. Gangsters, criminals, madmen. Do you ever worry about what that says about you?" The smile faded slightly from Tom's face, but only slightly. "I play characters," he replied evenly. "Just like everyone else does in their own way." Joy waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, come on. You've made a career out of glorifying aggression. Don't you think Hollywood has enough of that already?" A subtle shift rippled through the audience. Whoopi leaned back. Sunny raised an eyebrow. Tom didn't react immediately. He looked at Joy for a long moment, then smiled, not defensively, but thoughtfully. "I don't think portraying something is the same as glorifying it," he said. "Sometimes it's about showing consequences." Joy laughed sharply. "Consequences," she repeated. "You punch people on screen and walk away a hero." Tom turned slightly toward her now. "Do I?" he asked calmly. "Or do audiences just stop watching before the cost shows up?" Joy crossed her arms. "Well, let's be honest," she said, leaning forward, voice sharper. "Your fans love the violence. They idolize it. They idolize you." Tom nodded slowly. "That's their choice," he said. "Just like it's my choice not to underestimate them." The audience murmured. Joy's smile hardened. "So you think you're smarter than your audience?" Tom's eyes flicked toward the camera briefly, then back to Joy. "No," he said. "I think they're smarter than the conversations we sometimes have about them." The tension thickened. Sarah attempted to lighten the mood. "Well, Tom, your new film." Joy cut her off. No, hold on," Joy said. "I want to understand something. You barely do interviews. You avoid political discussions. But you benefit from a system that gives you enormous power. Don't you think you owe people clarity?" Tom leaned back slightly, still composed. "I owe people honesty," he replied. "Not performance." That word landed hard. Joy blinked. "Performance," she echoed. "Are you saying this is a performance?" Tom didn't raise his voice. He didn't smirk. "I'm saying," he said slowly, "that sometimes conversations are designed to provoke reactions rather than understanding." The audience gasped softly. Whoopi shifted uncomfortably. Joy chuckled, but there was no humor in it. "Wow," she said. "So now you're accusing us of bad faith." Tom met her gaze directly. "I'm saying," he continued, "that when you start a conversation by assigning motives, you're no longer asking questions. You're making statements." Joy leaned back, visibly irritated. "Well then," she snapped, "here's a statement. Hollywood men like you get praised for being dark and intense, while women get criticized for being outspoken." Tom nodded once. "That's true," he said. "And it's wrong." Joy paused. The room went quiet. "But," Tom added, "that doesn't mean every man you disagree with is part of the problem." The audience erupted in applause. Joy's face tightened. "So now you're lecturing me about feminism?" Tom shook his head. "No," he said. "I'm listening to it. But I won't accept it being used as a weapon." The applause grew louder. Joy raised her voice. "Oh please. Men like you love to play the victim when challenged." Tom leaned forward now, for the first time. "Joy," he said quietly, "you challenged me before I spoke." Dead silence. Even the band stopped moving. Joy opened her mouth, then closed it. Tom continued, voice still calm but firm. "I came here to talk about my work." About storytelling. About growth. But from the moment I sat down, I was treated like a symbol rather than a person. Joy scoffed. Oh, don't be dramatic. Tom smiled, but there was sadness in it now. Drama, he said softly, is pretending this is about me. A stunned hush fell over the studio. Sunny leaned toward Whoopi and whispered something. Sarah looked frozen. Joy's voice sharpened again. So what is it about, then? Tom turned his palms upward slightly. It's about outrage, he said. It's about turning conversation into combat. And I won't play that role. Joy laughed incredulously. You won't play a role. You're an actor. Tom nodded. Exactly, he said. Which is why I know when a script is bad. The audience exploded. Joy stood up slightly from her chair. Excuse me, she said, clearly angry now. Tom remained seated. I respect this show, he continued calmly. But I won't sit here and be reduced to a caricature so someone else can score points. Joy slammed her papers down. Oh, this is unbelievable. Whoopi finally intervened. Joy. But Joy waved her off. No, no, she said. Let him talk since he thinks he's above us. Tom looked directly at Joy. I don't think I'm above you, he said. I think I'm done being talked over. The audience stood, clapping. Joy's face flushed red. This is my show, she snapped. Tom stood up slowly. And this is my boundary, he replied. Gasps filled the room. Tom picked up his jacket. I came here respectfully, he said. I'll leave the same way. Joy stared at him, speechless. As Tom walked off the stage, the applause thundered. Joy turned toward the camera, visibly shaken, her voice trembling with anger. We'll be right back, she said sharply. But everyone could see it. Something had cracked, and Joy Behar was no longer in control. The words, "We'll be right back," echoed hollowly through the studio as the red on-air light snapped off. But there was no relief. No laughter. No casual chatter. Instead, chaos crept in quietly, like smoke under a door. Joy Behar ripped off her microphone the moment the cameras stopped rolling. Unbelievable, she snapped, tossing it onto the desk. Who booked him? A producer hurried in from the side, whispering urgently. Joy, please, lower your voice. No, Joy fired back. I'm not lowering anything. He came on my show and disrespected me. Across the stage, Whoopi Goldberg sat still, arms crossed, eyes narrowed, not angry, but disappointed. He didn't disrespect you, Whoopi said slowly. He defended himself. Joy spun toward her. Oh, so now you're on his side. Sunny Hostin stood up. This isn't about sides, Sunny said. You pushed him from the first question. Joy scoffed. Oh, please. That man thinks he's some kind of philosopher. Behind the curtain, Tom Hardy stood quietly with his jacket over his arm. A junior staffer hovered nervously. Mr. Hardy, do you want to leave through the back? Tom shook his head. No, he said calmly. I'll leave the way I came in. The staffer hesitated. They're debating whether to bring you back. Tom smiled faintly. I won't be returning. Back on set, the floor manager raised 3 fingers. 30 seconds, he said. Joy slapped her papers back into a neat stack, forced a smile onto her face, and clipped a new mic onto her blouse. Fine, she muttered. Let's finish this. The on-air light blazed back to life. Whoopi faced the camera. We're back, she said carefully. And, Tom Hardy has chosen to leave the building. The audience booed loudly. Joy jumped in immediately. Let's be clear, she said sharply. No one is above being questioned on this show. The audience noise grew louder, some clapping, some booing. Sunny leaned forward. But Joy, she said, questioning is different from attacking. Joy laughed bitterly. Oh, here we go. Sarah Haynes spoke up softly. I think people felt uncomfortable because it escalated so fast. Joy slammed her palm on the desk. I'm tired of men walking away when things get uncomfortable. The audience gasped. Whoopi turned toward Joy, slowly. That's not what happened, she said, voice low and controlled. He didn't walk away. He set a boundary. Joy waved her hand dismissively. Oh please. That's the new excuse now. Boundaries. The director's voice crackled in Joy's earpiece. Joy, change topic. She ignored it. So now, Joy continued, leaning toward the camera, we're supposed to applaud celebrities for storming off instead of answering tough questions. The audience noise shifted, more boos than claps now. Sunny took a breath. Joy, she said carefully, you're not listening. Joy spun toward her. Oh, I'm listening. I just don't agree. Whoopi removed her glasses and placed them on the table. Then listen to this, she said. The studio went silent. I've been doing this a long time, Whoopi continued. And when a guest feels cornered instead of heard, that's on us. Joy stared at her. So you're saying this is my fault? Whoopi didn't hesitate. Yes. A collective gasp swept through the room. Joy's mouth fell open. You're throwing me under the bus. She whispered sharply. No, Whoopi replied. I'm stopping it before it runs over all of us. Joy stood up fully now. You know what? She said, voice shaking with fury. Maybe I'm the only one here who still knows how to ask real questions. The director's voice returned, louder this time. Joy, stop. She pulled out the earpiece and dropped it on the desk. I'm not doing this, Joy snapped. I will not be silenced on my own show. Sunny stood up as well. No one is silencing you, she said. But this is going too far. Joy laughed, a sharp, brittle sound. Congratulations, she said. You've all decided I'm the villain. Whoopi looked straight at her. No, she said quietly. You decided that when you stopped listening. The audience erupted into applause, long, sustained, unmistakable. Joy looked around. At the clapping crowd. At her co-hosts who wouldn't meet her eyes. At the camera that suddenly felt less like an ally and more like a mirror. Her voice cracked. So that's it? She asked. After all these years. Whoopi sighed. This isn't about years, she said. It's about today. Joy swallowed hard. She straightened her jacket, lifted her chin, and forced a laugh. Well, she said bitterly, if defending myself makes me the problem. She paused. Then maybe I shouldn't be here. Dead silence. Sunny's eyes widened. Joy. But Joy raised her hand. No, she said. I mean it. She turned toward the camera, eyes blazing. I will not apologize for asking questions, she said. And I won't sit at a table where honesty is punished. She unclipped her microphone, slowly this time, and placed it carefully on the desk. So, Joy Behar said, voice trembling but loud enough to echo. You can have the show. She walked off the set. The audience stood. Some clapped. Some stared in shock. Some cried. The cameras kept rolling. No one had ordered them to stop. Whoopi closed her eyes briefly. Well, she said quietly, that just happened. Backstage, Tom Hardy watched the monitor silently. A producer approached him. She just quit, the producer said. Tom nodded once. I didn't want that, he replied. I know, the producer said softly. Tom picked up his jacket. For what it's worth, he said, I hope she's okay. He walked out the front doors into the daylight, no cameras, no applause. Just silence. By evening, clips flooded social media. Hashtag Joy Quits Live. Hashtag Tom Hardy Speaks. Hashtag The View Meltdown. And one clip went viral above all others. Tom Hardy, calm and quiet, saying, I know when a script is bad. Not shouted. Not angry. Just honest.